Pahlavi text translated by E.W. West, Part 4, Contents of the Nasks, Clarendon, Oxford, University Press, 1892. Husparam Nask. A small portion of this Nask is still preserved and known by the name of Neurongestan. The last 7/8 of this text corresponds with the description of the Neurongestan section of the Husparam given in Deancard Book 8, Chapter 29, verses 1 to 17, although a few folios of its commencement are probably lost, and the earlier portion of the text begins with the fragment of a passage, which appears to correspond with part of the description of the Padistan section given in chapter 28, verse 1, but also contains passages that are difficult to trace in any part of that description. The Neurongestan portion of this text is divided into 3 fargards, and Dadistani Danik 66, verse 1, mentions 5 fargards of the Avesta of the correct law of the Neurongestan, which are easy through the Zand, so that the missing portion of this section of the Nask, described in chapter 29, verse 18 to 25, must have contained 2 fargards. With regard to the unidentified passages preceding the Neurongestan portion of the extant text, it may be remarked that they include several of the statements about unseasonable chatter contained in Shayast Lashayast 5, 3 to 6, where they are differently arranged. Deancard, Book 8, Chapter 29, 2, refers to a passage which may have contained the statement thus mentioned in Shayast Lashayast 12, 1, of the merit of a threefold consecration of the sacred cake. The high priests have specially taught in the Husparam that it is as much as that of a lesser form of worship. Deancard Book 8, Chapter 29, 8, refers to the passage which probably contained the statement thus quoted in Shayast Lashayast, Chapter 12, verse 31, of the ceremonies which go to the bridge as sin. It says this in the Husparam, that they are the non-celebration of the rites of the season festivals, the Rapitvin, the 3 nights after a death, the days of the guardian spirits, and the sun and moon. Deancard Book 8, Chapter 32, verse 1, refers to the passage which must have contained the statement thus mentioned in Shayast Lashayast, Chapter 13, verse 17. The 6 hot ordeals which, in the Husparam, are affected by Kathrayim, Athra'am. Deancard Book 8, Chapter 33, verse 4, refers to the passage which must have contained the statement thus mentioned in Pahlavi Vindadad 15, verse 67. What is as to the sick dog in the Husparam is, when several doors are together, it is just if the nourishment at each one be only for 3 nights, and then when opulence is manifest, the delivery be unto that opulent one, and when not, the delivery be unto him who is good. Deancard Book 8, Chapter 35, verse 2, probably refers to the passage which contained the statement thus mentioned Shayast Lashayast 12:7. In the 12th of the Husparam, it is shown that over the soul of him who works in the dark there is more predominance of the evil spirit. Deancard Book 8, Chapter 36, verse 7 or 13, probably refers to the passage thus mentioned in Dadistani Danik 61:3. Nearer details of the family guardianship, which is proper and which is not proper for an adopted son's duty, of the child of the good religion with whose business it is connected, and of the fathers for whom a family guardian is to be appointed, are in the recital of 5 fargards of the Husparam. Deancard Book 8, Chapter 36, verses 8 to 12, probably refers to the passage which contained the statement thus quoted in Shayas 10:21, 12:14, as well. In the 14th of the Husparam Nask, the high priests have taught thus: My son is suitable, even as thy son, but my daughter is not suitable, even as thy daughter. No allusion has been noticed in Dean Card, Book 8, chapters 28 to 37, to the two passages in the Pahlavi Vendadad, chapter 4, verse 35, chapter 5, verse 73, referring to this Nask, which have been already quoted, as also referring to Nask 15. Now, sometimes you don't have the references because they know the other reference exists. Sometimes you need different references of different sorts. And when it comes to putting your family into positions, well, they should be fitting for those positions regardless of whether or not they are a family. Now, certain roles of privacy in the home and all that stuff aside, is what I mean by that comment. And not every sacred ritual is going to be, a good sacred ritual. The outer form could seem just fine, but you need the inner form as well.